It's time to leave them hanging. Targeted individual psychic reading. It's time to leave them hanging. Now, what was coming through to my mind just prior to that was a message saying, leave them at the crossroads. Okay. And if you know anything a bit about specifically British history, have a hanging tree and it would be the crossroads. So what this feels like is that you've got some people in your energy who have attempted to do you dirty, attempted to take from you, and they've been caught out. Okay. So they've kind of put themselves in that noose. They've kind of put themselves in that position. Now, this collective is obviously not quite as cutthroat as me. And I feel like there could be a little bit of, oh, shall I go back and save them? And you're being advised, no, because justice card, they're getting the justice that they deserve. You're getting the justice you deserve. It's bringing an end to sorrow. 3 of Swords in the reverse. Okay, Lord of Sorrow. Excuse me. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Lord of Prudence. Okay, so we're coming out of that kind of lack mindset, abundant, holding back on the abundance. And this is all because people have gone into toxic masculine energy, Emperor in the reverse. It's time for the last judgment. 9 of Wands, you're going on to Lord Strength, Lord of Great Strength. 5 of 5 of Wands in the reverse. Lord of Strife. So the strife is coming to an end. Leave them at the crossroads, okay? Yet again, people have been tempted by the ambrosia of the energy that this collective emits. Yet again, these people have come in under the guise of wanting help, but not wanting to put the efforts in themselves. They've got fat and greedy from feeding off the energy you emit, and now that you have decided to make a shift and a change, it has triggered them. Okay, it has triggered them. They've now put themselves into a position where they've put the noose around their head. Okay, I don't feel like these people have been out on the attack for you as such. I don't feel like we're dealing with very specifically nasty, horrible, heavy people. I think that they've come in under the guise of wanting some help. They have needed some help, but you've given the help. You've kind of shown them the way, and they've still not done their homework. They've wanted to sit back and just ride your coattails. Okay. So this is why they've put themselves in the noose, right? So we've got the Moon card in the reverse, King of Pentacles, Sun card. So you're going to get some clarity on the situation with the Moon card in the reverse. So if you've had questions of doubts of either why has this happened, or I just want some clarity that I'm right, you are going to get it. That's then going to allow you to ground yourself. I do feel like this collective is due some abundance, potentially financial abundance, and you're also going on to your Sun card, the most positive card in the deck. Okay. They had their chance to make the change, but instead, what they decided to do was line their own pockets with the hard work that you were putting in, and they were lazy in regard to doing that themselves. So again, it's like you've kind of been the blueprint for something. You've come in to do something to show people that it is possible. Okay, you've come in to do something, and potentially along the way, other people have kind of shown the toxicity of the situation, and you've gone, well, I'm pulling back because I'm coming up to the end of this cycle now. It's now for other people to see that it can be done because I've done it. Okay, and then forge that path themselves forwards. But instead, they've not done. They've gone, oh no, I'll let you do it. You know what I mean? So karma wise, I don't feel it's going to be anything too mega heavy, but we'll see what the what's the tea says. But it just feels a little bit like they've made a rod for their own back by being lazy. Okay. So what's the tea? Okay, ignoring, left on red. Same shiz, different day. Hustling. Right, so We've got ignoring, left on red, avoiding messages, giving the silent treatment. I think that this is you, the collective. I don't feel like you're deliberately doing it to upset people or be a see you next Tuesday. I think it's just that you're too busy because we've got the hustling card come up. So we'll skip to that one. Making it rain, focus on the bag, money is the mission. Meanwhile, they're in this same shiz different day energy because they don't know what to do. They're now bored, they're stuck. You know, if that's had something to do with work, well, you've put the hard work in, you've tried to help some other people out along the way. But like I say, your position was always to be the blueprint. Say, this is how I do it. I'm going to prove it works. There you go, it works. Now crack on. But instead, they've gone, oh, now I'm going to ride your coattails. And now that you're starting to pull back, mainly because you're getting so busy, so you can't give everybody your attention anymore. They're stuck in this. What do I do now? Oh no, poor me. And the problem is, what can happen is with people like this, they then start getting triggered. So they're at the crossroads also, in a different sense, to go, right, do you learn from this lesson? Do you make a change? Do you implement what you've been told by the collective and taught by the collective? Or do you go into pity me? What a bad person. How could they do that? Look at them. Blah, 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 blah. They're at crossroads. Right, so let's get some more. Queen Rising, that's you. Glowing up loud. All eyes on her. Coming up spotlight. Obsessive lover. Clinging and controlling. Can't let go. Karmic and chaotic. So the more you rise, the more this person or people are going to try and hold on. They're going to cling on, even if it's just energetically. Okay, right. Dirt digging, snooping for secrets, trying to expose you. Tables might turn. What they're trying to do, because if like a bit like me, you might have a bad reputation. It's not that you've done anything wrong, but the rumours and lies have given you that bad reputation. So yeah, this personal collective, they're going dark. They can't handle the fact that you're rising. They can't handle that you've put the hard work and effort in. They can't handle that you've shown them what is possible. And it's not that they can't do it, they're too lazy to. You know, you've understood and realized and stepped into your divinity. You've gone into creator mode, and they haven't. They've never been in that. Okay. And it's triggering them. Because sadly, human beings, their ego says, oh no, but I can't be wrong. It can't be my fault. And that's basically what's happening here. So let's just get a couple more. Right, happiness hater, travel. Okay, so this person might be traveling soon or has recently traveled. Rejected, too late for sorry, regret, never posted. I feel like this is somebody else, right? I feel like this is somebody. Do I want to say that? Let me get one more in regards to that, because I was going to say I think this now is bullshit, right? This person's a happiness hater. They may have travelled recently or about to travel, talking about travelling. I feel like that they're talking. I think that they're. I'm not drawn to the too late to say sorry, regret never posted. I'm more drawn to the reflecting and the fact that he's there with his man dreadlocks and be trying to be all zen. I think this person's a fake spiritual type person. That's how I'm reflecting. I'm going to do some meditation on the situation. I'm going to find a way forwards. The reality is, behind the bullshit mask, they're pushing energy, crossing your boundaries, and they want to get what they want from by any means. I don't think this person started off this way, but they've been triggered into it. They're also talking shiz, gossiping behind your back, spreading lies, smiling in your face, and they are about to go bankrupt. So if that resonated, type in, oh dear, bankrupt. If you want a personalised reading, targeted individual psychic readings, priority same day guaranteed recorded, £15, link tree, top of the profile, and we shall unpick your situation today. Ta-ta.